I've had this belt grinder down here in the wood shop since shortly after I received it because it's really a handy woodworking tool. And for a long time, this lived on a lower shelf under my planer. And it was nice and out of the way there. Didn't take up any space in the shop, but it's heavy and it's awkward, and that's down low. I had to lift it up and then figure out how to set it up, clamp it down to a workbench. The variable speed controller just kind of sits wherever I can sit it. And it really is not a convenient way to use this thing. So today I want to get started on a rolling stand for this so I can put it in a corner somewhere and bring it out. I don't have to lift it and lug it around. It won't ever go back to the blacksmith shop, but I do have other grinders in the blacksmith shop. So this one is just going to live in the wood shop. And I think having a dedicated cart for it is going to make all the difference in the world in the way I use this. And this project, like so many other projects, is going to start with breaking down some sheet goods. And that's a job I prefer to do out on the driveway. I can just pull the sheets of plywood out of the back of the truck, break them down right there with a track saw, then I can carry them down the stairs into the basement wood shop. This is for a different project. Well, that's enough lumber for 4 different projects. I've got 2 storage projects for down here in the basement wood shop, 1 project up in the blacksmith shop, which is what the more construction looking lumber is for, and then something for Janet's weaving studio. So I got a lot of work to do and a lot of videos to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and break some of this down now so I don't have to worry about it, be easier to store. And then I'll figure out what I need for this project and start working on cutting the pieces for it. Really, it's a pretty simple project, so don't let this pile of lumber confuse you. Breaking down the sheet goods, I didn't worry about exact measurements for the final project. Track saw is more than capable of doing that, and it helps if you have parallel guides. Measuring with a tape measure, marking it with a pencil, there's always a little bit of error, so I cut a little oversized, clean it up on the table saw, and that way I get everything exactly the size I wanted. Now I chose to inset the top and the bottom of this little cart using pocket screws so I don't have any visible fasteners on the outer surfaces. And I just think that makes a much better finished appearance on the whole thing overall. It's shop furniture. It really isn't that important. I could have drywall screws in here or 16 penny nails and it would still serve its purpose. But making shop furniture is a good opportunity to just try to do a little bit cleaner job, make things a little bit neater. And I invested some pretty good money in this plywood. This was not cheap plywood, but it is leaps and bounds ahead of any of that home center crap that I've bought in the past. So I'm glad I went ahead and invested the extra. This is going to be a nice looking little cabinet. The top will actually get a piece of 1/8 inch sheet metal on it. I still need to cut that, but I think that'd be a good top. And if I'm using this grinder to sharpen tools and it creates metal sparks, the metal top will help protect it. So you won't see the pocket screws on the top, and not too many people are going to look up underneath to see the pocket screws on the bottom. But the next task is to work on the inside. I want a big drawer in the middle that doesn't actually have sides on it, but has a center divider. And that'll give me some place to hang the grinding belts on there, so I can pull that drawer out and be able to access maybe 3 different grits on each side. 6 different grits is probably enough for what I'll use in this shop. So I have to figure out exactly how that's going to look and how it's going to slide. I don't have any commercial drawer slides this size, so I'll probably use wooden guides for doing this. And that should leave me another little space up here at the top that I can put a simple drawer in for other accessory items that I might use with this machine. And I think that divider is where I'm going to start. That's also going to help reinforce the whole thing. The back is not nailed or screwed on, it's just glued in place. But because of the pocket screws attaching the top and the bottom to the sides and to the back, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And if I put a divider that's going to support the drawer in there and attach it the same way, that even provides more support. So I don't think I need any fasteners for the back of this. Now my drawer runners are going to be super simple. I'm just using some hard maple strips that I have left over from another project. I'm going to glue this in the bottom, and it's just there to provide a harder surface that I should be able to wax, and it won't have as much friction as plywood dragging on plywood. And these are less than a 1/4 inch thick, so it's not going to take too much out of my drawer spacing. Well, that pretty well does it for this project. This is exactly what I was after. I've got a cart that this lives on. I don't have to drag it out and lift it up and set it up, clamp it down to a workbench every time I want to use it. It's ready to go pretty much, except I'll probably have to pull it out of whatever corner it lives in, but that's going to be a lot easier than getting it out from under that old planer cart. I've got a drawer that right now only has the tool rest in it, and there'll be room in here for some other accessory items that can go with the grinder. And of course down here, I've got this nice big drawer that has the belts hanging in it. These 3D printed holders are from House Made, and they're really a nice solution to the problem. I should have brought them up another inch. These belts are touching the bottom. Doesn't really hurt anything though. I hope you enjoyed watching this project as much as I enjoyed making it. If you'd like to see the blacksmithing video where I first made these channel iron handles, I'll link to it right down there. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next video.